showers as well. Much more on this forecast coming up in just about 10 minutes.
All right, thanks for that, Riley. SEC Media Days continue in Atlanta. Today, all about the Bulldogs. Head coach Kirby Smart and several returning players mic'd up today to let fans in on how they plan to defend their national title. Our Alyssa Lyons joins us now live from Atlanta. And Alyssa, what are you seeing? What is the excitement like there in Atlanta?
Well, it's actually calmed down just a little bit. I know some of the coaches and players have moved out of the building, but we are definitely in the swing of football season. We know from Georgia, a lot of those players have moved around this off season, whether that be to the NFL or the transfer portal. You know, it's kind of the swing of things. You get the ring, you move on. But for many, they're choosing to stay. Stetson Bennett is one of them. But it wasn't always set in stone that he'd remain the one. And with Carson Beck showing off a clean rap sheet on G-Day, it was up for debate on who would get the starting job. Well, that was all hush-hush today at Media Day. In the opening remarks, Smart called his QB1 the least respected players in the country. Bennett threw for over 2,800 yards last season, racking up 29 touchdowns for the Dogs. And while some asked, will he stay or will he go after his championship showing, leaving was never in the cards.
I think it's the biggest honor in the world to be able to go out there with the G on the side of my helmet and my name on the back and look at my brothers across from me and know that we're playing for the University of Georgia and for the state of Georgia and for Bulldog fans around the country. So it really wasn't that tough of a decision.
When you put someone in the role as the quarterback and they're the starter, they immediately get some credibility. He probably didn't have that credibility this time last year. He had not been put in that role. He's earned that role. He's earned the right to start.
While the mailman also made some personal changes. We know last year he got a flip phone so that he would concentrate on the offense. Well, right after the championship game, he traded it for an iPhone, so he's moving on up.
The mailman is moving on up. All right. Thanks for that, Alyssa. Some excellent reporting there from Atlanta. Ready for college football. Moving on now to some more serious news. A man is now dead from a shooting at a hotel this morning. Richmond County deputies responded to a call from the Knights Inn just south of Washington Road. They originally got the call that shots were fired. Deputies say the victim suffered at least one gunshot wound. The coroner claims it's a homicide, then deputies started an investigation. They have decided not to release the victim's name just yet. With a string of violence in our area, the sheriff says he'll take action by including more roadblock checkpoints and cameras in the future. Richmond County deputies say they still don't know where a 47-year-old man from Augusta went 5 months ago. They are looking for Shane Levy, who was last seen near Deans Bridge Road and Golden Camp Road. He's about 5'7", has black hair and hazel eyes. You've seen his picture there on your screen. If you've seen him lately or if you know where he could be, please call the sheriff's office. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp announced this morning a new plant is coming to Richmond County. They're planning to start building a new Denkai American plant. It specializes in copper foil used in electric car batteries. The company is the head manufacturer for foil in circuit boards, industrial applications, and energy storage. They say they expect the facility to open in 2 years and bring about 250 jobs to our area. New tonight, South Carolina DHEC is confirming they found a skunk with rabies. They found it near Edgefield Road in Trenton. They say one person was exposed and is now heading to the doctor to take the next steps. The rabies program leader wants to remind you to avoid touching any wild animals just to reduce the risk. If you see an injured animal, you need to contact your local animal control officer or wildlife rehabilitator to take care of them. Also, a good reminder, make sure your pets are vaccinated. Today, neighbors are sounding off support a day after Augusta commissioners voted down a new subdivision off Windsor Spring Road. This happened after District 4 Commissioner Alvin Mason and members of the Manchester neighborhood spoke out against the development, saying their property value would go down. One neighbor, Gary Weaver, has lived in Manchester for more than a decade. He says if something new comes, it needs to add to South Augusta.
Not against development at all, but if you're going to put something there, like I said, our issue was Don't take away from what's already in place.
Coming up on News 12 at 6 o'clock, our Craig Allison spoke with developers behind the project on what they're going to do now moving forward. A new poll shows their support is failing. Marquette Law School says 38% of Americans say they support the justices. That's a big drop since last year. It was 60%. The public's opinion shifted significantly after they overturned Roe versus Wade because the U.S. still respected the Supreme Court's opinion. Hilton Head beachgoers found a massive shark off the coast that set a new South Carolina record. Tyler Mannion caught up with a fisherman who got his side of the story.
It's ridiculous, man.
A shark fin would have crushed the state record
This is it right here.
on his line.
The dorsal fin alone, it was as big as my leg. It's like, oh my gosh, we've got a killer whale or a hammerhead on. I mean, this is nuts.
For this fisherman, the second time was the charm.
We saw this fish actually the day before with a family, and I couldn't get her to eat.
So we went back out to the same spot a day later, looking for the giant.
I had some customers in from Virginia that were really, really experienced, and I knew like black tips or, any type of mackerel, that they weren't going to be real impressed with that.
Once they got it,
Oh my gosh, it was like hooking a submarine.
he says the hammerhead dragged the boat for 4 miles. And once they finally corralled it, the records were an afterthought.
I love these sharks. They've given me a great life, man. If it wasn't for them, I don't know where I'd be. So, I mean, I owe them a lot. So if I can do something that's going to help them a little bit, I'm happy to do it.
Mikolov catches sharks year-round, but this experience anchored deep.
It's just one of those things that take you a couple days to recover from.
He tagged the shark, and now that he's back to normal operations, hopes to see it again.
I mean, this is a fish that's probably cycled through this area for 20 or 30 years. So there's a pretty decent chance she'll be back, through here, and with a little bit of luck, we may see her again.
Okay, there's a show on YouTube that will soon have a local face. We'll introduce you to a plumber turned small screen star next. Riley?
And we're tracking some showers and thunderstorms approaching Emmanuel and Johnson counties. Heads up Swainsboro and Wrightsville. Have a look at those storm chances continuing the next several days just after the break. .com.
From a kid with big dreams to being on TV, one Augusta plumber has made it big. There's a new show on YouTube about plumbers around the country. Our Will Volk met our latest local star.
At Universal Plumbing, these trucks will be rolling soon, but inside, the cameras already are.
I was kidding. I said, this thing is swelling my head up so big that I won't be able to get out of my door because I never imagined being on this platform.
Larry Jones grew up in poverty. When he started this company in 1985, it was just him. But in the last few decades, it's grown, and he now has about 25 employees.
He came from a very humble background. He didn't have a lot. He talks about it, very open and honest, really honest where he came from and where he is today. And he says plumbing made this happen.
Spencer Brown helped create this show to inspire people to pursue careers in plumbing. They visit companies across the country.
Every plumber that I've do business with complains they don't have labor. I wish they could do more. And I kept telling them, you just got to go tell your story.
Over 3 days, Brown and his camera crew are capturing Universal Plumbing's story. Jones is excited, and he can't wait to watch.
I'll be like a kid again, sitting in front of the television, eating popcorn and jumping up and down. I said, look, that's me. So, dreams do come true.
In Augusta, Will Volk on your side.
And we'll be watching too. Season 3 of American Plumber Stories will start in October on YouTube. Brown hopes to announce when Universal Plumbing's episode will air in the next few weeks. Well, congratulations to him. How cool is that? All right, taking a look outside. Okay, thank you, Riley. Do you share your Netflix password with someone? Well, that could cost you. Find out why next on What the Tech.
The live
Netflix is having a tough time losing millions of subscribers since the first of the year, and their loss could soon be your loss. Our consumer technology reporter Jamie Tucker says if you share a Netflix password, it could soon cost you more.
A few years ago, Netflix made it clear it didn't care if you were sharing your password with people outside your homes. But now Netflix has notified many of its subscribers that if they're sharing their password with someone who doesn't live with them, they're going to have to start paying for extra homes. Here's how it's going to work. Netflix will allow streaming only in the household that's paying for it. If someone logs into that account from somewhere else, the account holder will be charged for an extra home. It's going to cost an extra $3 a month for each extra home. Subscribers outside the U.S. already receiving this email saying it will identify the primary residence by its IP address and the device IDs used to stream content. To address people using their Netflix account while on vacation, Netflix says it'll be okay for up to 2 weeks as long as it hasn't been used in that location more than once per year. After 2 weeks, the notice says the TV will be blocked unless you pay for the extra home fee. Netflix has also added this line for all subscribers when creating a new user on an account that it must be for people who live with you. The change will impact families who share their Netflix account with their children away at college or living on their own. Netflix clearly hopes people currently using someone else's Netflix password will sign up and pay for their own account. Netflix also announced earlier this month it will roll out ad-supported subscription tiers, which will cost less for people who don't mind watching advertisements during TV shows and movies. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker.
Netflix says it is rolling out the extra homes fee in several countries before making a decision if it will affect subscribers in the United States. So look for that, Riley.
And we're tracking some stronger thunderstorms in Johnson and Emmanuel County, right between Adrian, Nunez, and Swainsboro. 40-mile-per-hour gusts and a lot of cloud ground lightning. So make sure you're getting inside if you're underneath those storms. Now look at radar and the forecast just after the break. Canty can
Talk about an offer you can't refuse. The Godfather's house is now on Airbnb. Yes, you can actually stay in one of the homes used in the 1972 film. This 6,000 square foot home in Staten Island, New York was used for exterior scenes. It is 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms. It has a pool, a game room, and a gym. It's only $50 a night, and the catch is you have to rent it for the entire month of August. They're putting the house on Airbnb for a limited time to celebrate the movie's 50th anniversary. All right, this just in, the Live Tour, the golf tour announced on Twitter, Charles Howell III will be joining the tournament. He is originally, or joining the tour rather. He's originally from Augusta. He has 3 PGA victories since he joined in 2001. But yes, Charles Howell III, the latest to move on over to the live side of things, Riley.
Hey, one by one, they're taken away. We'll have to see which other golfers choose to go that route. Hey,
Thanks, Riley. COVID cases rising here and around the country. We look at new numbers released today and what it means for the COVID spread in our area. That's ahead on News 12 at 6 o'clock.
All the tools, the latest technology, and the largest team of 5 meteorologists. News 12 First Alert Weather on your side.
The Marines top